and Sports Radio 950, KJR.
Traffic, a service of natural hairs. Are you losing your hair? Some good news.
You're saying that you expect them to go out in the first round of the playoffs again?
That is my expectation.
I think you're wrong on that.
I do too.
Welcome to the Space Needle here in Seattle. It's the home of grunge, it's the birthplace of Jimi Hendrix, and it's the venue for today's game, the Detroit Pistons versus the Seattle Supersonics.
Seattle's the hottest team in the NBA. Detroit, they're an up-and-coming team. When the Pistons are running on all cylinders, they could be mighty dangerous, Carlton.
Not only do we have the game, but we focus on the bad boys of the league. In our temper tantrum top 5, we dribble our way through some mad skills, focus on Charlotte's grandmama Larry Johnson, and give you all the news and moves in this week's NBA Zoo. So whatever you do, do not go away, and keep it raw.
Gives it over to Perkins, turns, bring Ewing out from the hole, up, fake, drives in and slams it down! Heat the other way, spins, lobs, Kimball get it, and hammers down! And for the second year in a row, the Seattle Supersonics have been eliminated. In round 1, the Lakers advance. Spins by Richmond, puts it behind the back, dances between Eddie and Richmond, goes to the hole, lays it in, with the left hand off the window! A marvelous play by the glove!
This kind of season that you hope for and you think about. But unfortunately, Chicago's having such a great season. Our season is kind of getting overlooked a little bit.
A beauty, and he comes trying to back it with 2 hands. Tip for the rebuke, the denial, the step. Hawkins shakes right, cuts left, in it comes to Sean, 2-handed slammer on the tumble. The Rain Man rains it down on Mount Matumbo.
Sean has moved from an all-star basketball player with special talent into an MVP candidate, a most valuable player for the league with quality possessions almost every night.
It's going great, man. It's going great because, I'm averaging more rebounds, I'm averaging more points, and being more consistent, I think, each and every night.
Gary rolled off the pick, but Davis fights over the top of the pick. Gary reverses, drives into the lane, challenges Ewing, and rolls it in! Off the glass, what a play!
Everybody's having fun in practice instead of, if you were 12 and 42, people bickering, trying to find a solution to get wins. I think coach is making it more fun for us because he's making us have loose games. We still got to be serious, but I think he makes it fun and he makes everybody want to play.
Gary's the man. He's definitely man. We call him the glove for the simple fact that he steals so many balls out there with his defense. He has the attitude. Gary's just Gary.
We might scream, cuss, holler at each other, and people will be looking at it on the court like, oh, they going at it. And then right when we get back in the huddle, we be like, yo, that's what you need to do to me. That's how you need to get me motivated. If I'm not playing the way I'm supposed to play, I'd rather for you to come at me and do that to me to get my game right.
They got a score here. Alley-oop to Hill. Oh, boy! You have to be kidding me with that one. And Hill spins on Freewell and slams. Wow, what a play by Grant Hill.
I think you can credit a lot to a new attitude on our team. We're stressing defense more. Doug has demanded a lot more of his players, and we've just gotten better overall.
Grant to the rim, lays it up and in.
Hill up. Amazing.
Swinging around, Hill to the hole. High archer over the...
I see this guy get better every week. You know, every week we see him, he's doing something better and something more. And you're seeing a superstar grow right now. He's going to be a fantastic basketball player.
Hunter to Hill, open floor, look out.
Go to the hole with flair, quick and strong. Play that tough D. Smile, do no wrong. Sign autographs, many autographs. Be an inspiration. Work hard, have fun, enjoy the infatuation. But remember, listen to moms, take her advice. When you go out to play, always dress nice.
Our team's doing well. We're above 500. I feel a lot better coming here this year than I did last year. Last year we were a losing team, and we're playing a lot better, and we're competing, and we have a chance to make the playoffs.
Why is it every week you come here, you argue with me, and we both know Detroit are going to beat Seattle?
Dude, that caffeine's gone to your head. The Sonics have won 10 straight games. They've lost only twice at home, the whole season.
Yeah, but Detroit, we're in turnaround. We've won more games already this season than we did last year. Plus we got Grant Hill.
So what about Grant Hill? The Sonics are the best team in the Western Conference. They're going to go far in the playoffs this year. Dude, you okay?
Now I'm just choking like Seattle did last year and the year before in the first round of the playoffs.
Yeah, but you seem to forget. Last season, the Sonics beat Detroit twice. Crushed them, baby.
Yeah, but this season, Detroit beat Seattle.
Nice dog, man.
You're welcome.
This is the best team shop we've been to so far. Check out this Sonic denim shirt. Forget about Levi's, this is the move. Oh, and we got this pillow. The Sonics pillow, the Funkadelic pillow. I think you sit in it, but I'm not sure. Over here, we got the can. The Sonics can. Put some candy in it, get rid of your junk in there. It's the move. Over here, we got the golf set here. I think Sean Kemp might use these things. In New York, we don't play golf, though, so I won't buy this thing. Over here, we got the NBA leather jacket. Has all the team's logos on it. Goes for $2,000. I can't afford it on my salary, but I think Carlton's got two guys who can.
Go to the car.
If you've ever wondered what our announcers look like, wonder no more. This is Chuck Bailey and Dick Stockton. Now, Dick, what special qualities do you need when you're announcing for a basketball game?
I think you got to think fast. You have to have a good partner, which I do, and you have to know the game, and you have to get in and get out. Other than that, just show up.
Now, after me, you're probably the most famous voice in basketball in the UK. How's that feel?
Boy, if that gets me 3 extra trips to London, I'll take it, because I just want to walk around Mayfair, have a great time. I go to London just to walk around.
Now, Chuck, a lot of people don't know that you were the manager of 2 championship teams.
Yeah, I got fortunate. I was the basketball coach of the Detroit Pistons, and we won 2 NBA titles. And the previous year, we went to the finals, but we were known as the Bad Boys and had a very bad reputation.
Now, this Seattle team, how good are they?
Well, all you have to do is look at their record. But they've, you know, every year they've done this. They've got 3 All-Stars, and they win in the regular season. Huge, 60-plus wins out of 82 games. And then all of a sudden, 2 years in a row, they haven't made it in the playoffs. So everyone is saying, are we going to see the same thing again? I think they're good enough to show up from the West and be in the finals.
Well, you heard it from Chuck and you heard it from Dick. I love these guys. We'll go drinking later. Enjoy the game.
And we love you.
We're looking
looking forward to an intriguing game of basketball. We've got the most improved team in the NBA in the Detroit Pistons and the Seattle Supersonics with the second best record in the NBA.
Seattle used to be the best kept secret in the West, but not anymore. With a 42-12 record, leading the Pacific Division, they're the team to beat. And if Detroit gets hot, they could upset this team at home.
Well, we both know the game is not played on paper, it's played out there on the court. So let's go to our starting lineup with Chuck Daly and Dick Stockton.
Grant Hill, Otis Thorpe, Don Reed is at center. Allen Houston and Lindsey Hunter in the backcourt for the Pistons. Detlef Schrempf, Sean Kemp, Irvin Johnson, who's made a tremendous contribution, is the regular at center now, and Hersey Hawkins and Gary Payton in the backcourt for the Sonics, who have won 10 in a row and 10 straight here at home. Pistons wearing red uniforms on the road this year, and occasionally they wear the blue, which Chuck's team wore, and they're wearing the blue tonight. Tip control by Seattle.
Probably the Reds are dirty, so they're used to blue when you're on this kind of trip.
You're right. It's been a long trip, longest since '86. Gary Payton controls. He's guarded by Lindsey Hunter. Off the screen, Hawkins, and we have a whistle away from the ball. And a personal foul has been called against Irvin Johnson. Sean Kemp and Detlef Schrempf come in the game as Nate McMillan hits the jumper to bring the Sonics to within 6 points.
Now the set play for him, and an unlikely guy to shoot it outside, but he did get it.
And a three by Terry Mills. 9 points already for Terry Mills. Mills in his 6th year from Michigan, giving the Pistons some great production off the bench tonight. 34-25, 9-point lead is the biggest in the game for the Pistons, who trailed most of the first quarter.
Sean Kemp and Gary Payton getting a lot of rest time on the bench. And what the Pistons are going to have to do is stop a run at some point that Seattle's going to make. I guess Sean Kemp has returned to the game.
Oh. And Grant Hill going baseline against the tough defender Detlef Schrempf with a pretty move now with 6 points. 36-25, an 11-point Detroit lead. And if Hill starts to get hot, the Sonics could find themselves in a real hole here. Burkowski off of Kemp's hand. And this is a helter-skelter Seattle performance so far in this first half. Kemp 5 for 6 from the field. The rest of the team only 4 of 23.
You have nights like this, and they're going to have to pick it up on the defensive end. You know, they're down 11, but they're so dangerous at home, and a club that can really put together a real run.
But they're down by 11, and the Pistons have the ball. 9-2 run here by Detroit. Mills has been the hot hand. Finds Curry. Michael Curry, air ball. And following it up is Mills. Misses one shot. Mills, one blue jersey and a sea of white shirts. Fine pass, Schrempf to Burkowski, and Lindsey Hunter knocks it away. And I'll tell you, the Pistons are getting their hands on a lot of those passes and shots under the basket tonight.
Yeah, they're working defensively. Here's Schrempf looking inside. Got inside, but there comes Hunter down and strips and puts him on the line. But at least he stopped him from getting it to the basket and scoring the basket.
Otis Thorpe is into the game now for the Pistons. Thorpe has 6 points in the game. Allen Houston also in there. Payton too far under the basket to do anything. Schrempf for 3. He's got it. And that is the first from downtown for the Sonics tonight.
Doug Collins holds up his hand and said, let's use the clock. They'll give the ball to Hill at the top, and they'll let the guards work off of the 2 screens down on the baseline.
This is definitely a Pistons kind of score, although they had been over 100 in 5 straight games until the last 3. And Burkowski is called for the push.
You know, some nights the officials just, for whatever reason, start calling them a little bit closer, and it's something you've got to live with. As long as it's consistent, you adjust. Don't worry about it.
I think if you fight it, that's when you're going to get into trouble.
That's when you get into trouble. Players get frustrated, and coaches get frustrated. And when that happens, you don't play as good a basketball.
Houston to Lindsey Hunter inside, and it drops for him. So Allen Houston gets the assist, and Hunter with his first basket of the game. Remember, Hunter is starting in place of Joe Dumars, a 32-year-old veteran who won 2 titles on Chuck's club. He's out with a strained right quad. Gary Payton doubled with Thorpe, nearly tied up, and throws it away. That's the 10th turnover by the Sonics. And Grant Hill now slowing up the action with 4 minutes to go in the first half. The Detroit Pistons have taken the game away totally from the homestanding Sonics. Crossover, fake. Hill draws the foul. Another outstanding move against Detlef Schrempf.
When you've got him on the outside facing, you are in trouble. The defensive guy, I don't care who he is, he can get to the basket on anybody in the league. Here he goes. He takes Schrempf off the dribble to the basket, gets fouled right here, misses the free throw. But anytime he can get that isolation, you have major problems, and the only way you're going to be able to stop him is run another man at him.
Perkins will come in for the Sonics, and Perkowski leaves the game. Grant Hill, slow start scoring-wise, has 7 points. But he is, in essence, the point guard tonight for the Detroit Pistons. Co-rookie of the year with Jason Kidd of the Dallas Mavericks. It's 40-28. Biggest lead of the game right now by the Pistons. 12 points with 3:44 to go. Kemp has been the only hot hand tonight. Sean with 15 and a 10-point lead.
And George Karl better think consistently about getting him the ball either outside or inside, because right now he's the only guy that's been able to do it offensively.
Otis Thorpe in the high post. Payton helps out. Double team on Grant Hill. Lindsey Hunter is going to fire up a 3 and hits. Lindsey Hunter.
Hunter for 3 points. 3 points, Hunter.
We're not talking about what you used to do on your mom's back. Without the dribble, you can't move. Period. Using a yo-yo motion, keep your palms down, controlling the ball with your fingertips, always keeping the ball moving. You can switch hands, or add some flavor by going through your legs. But remember, once you stop, you gotta shoot a pass.
Well, it's 36-48 to Detroit, and Seattle are playing absolutely wonderfully, aren't they, Dave?
Kind of in shock, man. Seattle had a tough time with the defense, but I'm not worried. My team is good in the second half, and they want to keep the winning streak alive.
I really believe him, don't you? Anyway, we've got more games to come, so don't go anywhere.
Underway in the second half.
When the Sonics come out with full court pressure, they're going to try to speed up this tempo, create some turnovers, get out and run. When you can't make shots, you better make layups by stealing the basketball.
Grant Hill with Don Reed, Allen Houston, Lindsey Hunter with the ball, and Otis Thorpe. Hunter misses from the baseline, and here come the Sonics trying to get off on the right foot, and the fast break. Payton misses, tipped in by Detlef Schrempf. That brings the crowd back. They were dead silent in the second quarter when the Pistons outscored the Sonics 26-17. Grant Hill scored 8 points in the first session. Schrempf is guarding Hunter, and now a double team on Lindsey with 3 on the shot clock. Allen Houston did not get a good pass or look and had to throw up a wild shot from downtown. Payton, stop and go, lays it in, and a foul, and the Sonics coming back fast.
They'll come back very quick because the Pistons have come out flat, and they're not getting good shots. And you get this club running at home, and Payton this time keeping his body, getting into the seam, getting into the air, using the glass. Detroit Pistons are really struggling offensively, trying to find a way to even get a decent shot.
Turnover story. The Sonics have still turned it over more. There's a pick and roll to Schrempf. Can't get it to Kemp. Or he does, but it's intercepted by Houston. 2-on-1. Allen Houston misses the lay-in, and Hill misses a lay-in. Payton lost control. Missing inside Irvin Johnson, and it finally drops. Sean Kemp should get credit for it, and he does. 17 for Kemp, and it's a 6-point lead. 10 rebounds for Kemp to go along with his 17 points. He is the NBA's Player of the Week. Grant Hill using a screen from Thorpe. Hill struggling with 10 points in the game. He scored 10 in the first meeting between these teams, and they call the block against Hill, and that'll be number 4 on Grant Hill.
And that's trouble in River City for the Detroit Pistons. The previous call is the one that really hurt because it wasn't. And here's the. He was still moving, so they had to make the call. Made it the other way. Now Hill's got to sit down with 8:22 to go, and the Pistons struggling to even find a weapon offensively.
10 points, and Hill with 4 fouls goes to the bench. And it's great to see Don Reed back in the game along with Michael Curry as Hill goes out, as well as Theo Ratliff. So the free throw is made by Kemp. He's got 20 in the game, and now what was once a 16-point Piston lead has been cut to 3. And the crowd very much in it as you see how the Sonics have outscored the Pistons. Lindsey Hunter has it blocked by Kemp or Irvin Johnson. Here's Gary Payton. Schrempf. Payton. And he could have tied it up with that one. Rebound by Thorpe, and Reed leaves it behind for Curry.
They actually had a breakaway there. It's too bad that Reed couldn't get in a position to take the 2 because they need scoring at this point to try to keep this crowd out of the game.
Reed trying to set a screen for Allen Houston, and Houston takes advantage. That's a 2-point basket for Houston, who's got 23 points, and the Pistons are up by 5. Detroit led by 3 at the quarter and 12 at the half, and now Detroit nailed with an illegal defense call, so each team has been hit by 1. George Karl, who has the highest winning percentage in Sonics history. Schrempf gets free inside for the layup, and once again it's a 3-point Detroit advantage. Schrempf with 16 points after a slow start. Allen Houston. Hawkins stays with him. Thorpe finds an opening. Blocked. Great block by Irvin Johnson. Lindsey Hunter misses from outside. And here come the Sonics again. Payton for Schrempf. Can tie it up. Hawkins has it. Feeds Irvin Johnson. And a foul as Irvin Johnson will go to the line to shoot 2. What about Irvin Johnson, though, at the other end, Chuck?
This is what's been happening the whole second half. They're going to the basket. Look at this block from off the ball. How about this one? And this is what the Seattle Supersonics need in the playoffs. More presence in the lane, shot blocking.
Irvin Johnson, only a 63% shooter, makes good on the first. And he can bring the Sonics, who have really made the uphill climb in a hurry when you think about it. 1-point lead. And now the Seattle Sonics have a chance to regain the lead. Sonics have outscored the Pistons by 11. Under 6 minutes to go in the third. Schrempf finds Kemp. Basket counts and a foul. And the Sonics have their first lead of the game since 6-5 early in the first quarter.
They went to depth with Schrempf on the curl, but watch Schrempf, watch. They go and sleep on the weak side on Kemp, and when he makes that cut, not many guys can make that play, but with his strength, he just hangs there, drops it through.
And the reaction from the former Washington Husky, Detlef Schrempf. And the three-point plays. Kemp with 23 points, and the Sonics by 2. That foul was on Reed, his third. So 3 of the Pistons are hampered with 3 personal fouls. Allen Houston at the top. Terry Mills is at the scorer's table. He'll finally come in. Lindsey Hunter finds Thorpe. And Thorpe came from the baseline for his 8th point. Tied at 57.
Sonics are running much quicker after made field goals by the Pistons.
And a fine play inside by Don Reed as he got all ball on Sean Kemp inside.
They're going to continue to work the same play. Houston will make the cut. Come back and set a back pick.
Thorpe now moving inside, and Houston looking for Otis. Otis Thorpe working his way in. No foul and a jump ball as Schrempf and Don Reed are tied up.
Here's the block by Reed. A beauty, and then he gets a big tie-up down here, working for the offensive rebound. He's not necessarily a scorer, but he does all the other things that Doug likes to keep this club in games.
You know, for 2 teams that don't have real fine projectors, we're seeing a lot of block shots from both squads. And there's a violation, and it's going to be Sonics ball. This quarter, the Sonics have outscored the Pistons 21-9, shooting just under 50%, while the Pistons have gone cold. Reed goes out, and Terry Mills, who had 9 in the first half, replaces him. And that's the move that you were looking for, to get another offensive threat in there.
We'll see how it develops. Doug may have to make a tough decision on Grant Hill.
Payton in a crowd, lost it, got it again, puts it up left-handed and scores. Persistence by Gary Payton, who now checks in with 7. 2-point Seattle lead as we get down to 4.5 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Here's Mills with Kemp defending. Shot clock down to 6. Lindsey Hunter gets a step on Payton off the side of the boards. And a 4-on-3 for the Sonics, and the layup by Gary Payton, turning on the Jets. And it's a 4-point Sonic lead, and Doug Collins wants a timeout.
And a club like the Sonics, I'm a little bit surprised, as veteran a club as they've been, and how much they've gone through, that they've gotten into this situation, getting ejections and getting so many technicals.
Payton, as they front the guard, and there you said it, they feel Payton can take advantage of Lindsey Hunter.
Yeah, they're going to have to make a change, but where do they go? We can't put Houston on him. The guy to put on him is Hill, but Hill has 4 fouls.
Hill controlling the ball, picked up by Perkins on the switch. This is the swarming defense that has been the trademark of the Sonics. Feed inside, Don Reed misses, gets his own rebound, and the short hook also falls short. 78-71, the Sonics in front. As we wind down to 7 minutes to go in the 4th. Here's Burkowski, open for the 3, he's got it.
All out of posting up Gary Payton, the smallest guy in the line.
81-71, a 10-point lead for the Seattle Sonics. Allen Houston trying to get it into a crowd, turned over to Payton. He's got Burkowski with him. What a decisive contrast from the first half to the second half by these Sonics tonight.
You never know who's on the road, right?
Grant Hill. And a foul, and it was Terry Mills pushing off for the Pistons.
Here's the steal. Payton on the run, kicks it to Burkowski, slams it. And watch the bench react to it.
Well, as George Karl has said, we're all in the same boat together. A bunch of free agents. I may be one of them. We don't know where we'll be next year, so let's do it all together, and it's worked for them. This is a together team as Gary Payton cutting across the lane, lays it in. Hersey Hawkins with a three. Hawkins with his second from downtown.
And the Sonics have so many weapons when they get it going. And the biggest weapon of all is their aggressive defensive play. But when you've got Schrempf, you've got Payton, you've got Perkins, you've got Kemp, you've got a lot of ways to go to get shots.
Lou Rowe from the University of Massachusetts, a rookie, hasn't played much. He was the first pick in the second round. That was a two-point shot. 94-80. Pistons have scored 93 points in each of the last 3 games and won over 100 in the 5 previous. But tonight, the Sonics put a tremendous clamp defensively on them in the second half. Hersey Hawkins misses a 3 out of bounds, and it is still Seattle's ball. So at this point, the Pistons have scored 16 points in each of the third and fourth quarters. 32 points in the second half because of the stifling Sonics defense.
Yeah, they've really put it on him. And Payton has controlled the offense inside and out and taken care of business in this game, coming from way, way down.
Has he ever. So the Sonics will extend their season-high winning streak to 11, one short of their all-time winning streak, and the game is over.
What a game that was there, Carlton. My team won, the Sonics, 94-80. What do you got to say for yourself there, buddy?
It's a rebuilding year, and if the glove don't fit, you must have quit.
Yeah, but don't forget, I got a win here. It's 2-1 in the series. Let's go check out the locker room.
It was said right before we walked out on the court that they beat us 2 months ago. Now by the players out in the hallway there. So I mean, we understood that, you know, we wanted to go out there and get this basketball game and win it, and you know, and redeem ourselves and show them that hey, that it was a fluke the last time they beat us.
What did you tell them at halftime?
Other than, you know, they were frustrated, so we talked real quietly. The only thing we mentioned is there's got to be more pride in our attitude because this team had beaten us 2 months ago, and I didn't think we were playing with much heart or pride, and I mentioned that to them with a little anger, but we just talked about the frustration of the game and that we got to keep playing and got to keep digging and keep fighting.
What was so different about your team in the first half to the second half?
I don't know. We just stopped defending and really got away from our game plan. And, but you have to credit them. They really turned the tide. They really stepped it up and played real good, tough basketball. And you know, we couldn't do anything about it there in the second half at all.
They're definitely one of the best teams in the West and in the league right now. But like I said, I'd be interested to see what happens in the playoffs when they face, you know, a team like a Chicago or Orlando, and or even, you know, some of the better teams in the West.
He's a volatile little guy. Starks has been known many times to blow up, and when he does, usually he loses his cool.
John Starks arguing that he went for the ball in the play. I think he did, but then getting out of control up in the air, just grabbed on for anything. Oh, John Starks just hit with a technical foul as he slammed his foot at the net back, and now out of control.
It's already out of control. It's so out of control right now, it's unbelievable.
And Charles Smith ushers Starks aside. Oh, I believe he just busted a computer. Miller giving the choke side to Spike Lee.
Reggie Miller stopping. He wants a little piece of Charles Smith, and now they go at it in the hallway.
Now Lucas having to wrestle Dennis off the floor.
He returned and took a little swipe at Lucas for pulling him away.
Technical foul.
Technical foul, and Rodman is gone.
He's gone.
His second. And ejected. I think it's the first time this year that Dennis Rodman, and now he's going restrained by Longley.
Oh, Anthony Mason was able to pick one off. And oh, look out, Ball. And they both touch the left hand. Swipe at Mason. Manute Ball will probably be ejected. And it looks like Anthony Mason is headed back to the locker room.
I ain't answered no foreign questions.
I can ask you any language you like, Charles. Any language.
If it ain't American, I ain't answering.
Barkley did not like. Oh! Barkley took a swing and Oakley went back at Barkley. And let's see how this is handled.
I just met Kerr Payton, and we're both great golfers. He gets in trouble, but he gets out. That's the only difference in our game. But I'm gonna be able to grind it like he does sometimes. Man, they're gonna consider me one of the best golfers in the world.
This is a story about two of the baddest men who ever put on little short pants. One day, they were surrounded by the Russian, the dreaded Italian. They quick put on their magical shoes from Converse and dissed them all big time. Then they snatched up all the gold and brought it home to Grandmama.
Is that true, Grandmama?
Hi, I'm Larry Johnson. Some call me LJ.
It's about heart, desire, and who's worked the hardest. If you're not willing to make the sacrifice day in and day out, every day, then you lose your edge.
You know what I'm seeing? A little pride in that Charlotte uniform.
Basketball was mainly on his mind this year. He came back with vengeance. I mean, he just came out here with the attitude that, hey, I'm not thinking about any of that other stuff. I'm just here to play basketball.
He's shooting the ball from the three-point line a whole lot better. He's passing the ball extremely well. He's the second best passer on our team, you know, and he's a great contributor, you know. So he was able to explore other parts of his game, you know. I think it's made him an even better player.
My friend was saying, you know, it's just a test of your character. You was on a high horse since you've been playing basketball and you got knocked off that high horse, and how you going to respond now? You know, anybody can be a front runner or always great and fun and happy-go-lucky when everything is good, but it's the man who can, you know, get knocked down and got to get back up. And I always thought that the most thing was going to happen to me during the season was trouble with my finger. As you go through life, you're going to have obstacles. And I like to think I'm a better person, better basketball player, and a better man from it.
5-on-3, Hornets, Johnson on Mobley. Hello. Whoa.
Team-wise, no question, I want to win a title. Individual, you know, I want to be MVP. And realistically, you know, I got some mountains to climb.
It was billed as the Battle of the Giants. Michael Jordan's Chicago Bulls at home to Shaquille O'Neal's Orlando Magic. If it was a dress rehearsal for the Eastern Conference Final in May, then the Bulls will be far happier come the real thing.
Hardaway guarding Jordan. Running with a pick. Jordan going left. Kukoc for three.
Tony came in and gave us a big game. I think that was a big lift that we really needed, and you know, no one can really shoot the ball particularly well other than him, so that was a good outing for us. Right now, we're trying to get the home court advantage, and if we can't win here, we shouldn't have it, but you know, right now, we showed that we can dominate here at home, and you know, hopefully we can maintain that.
The big news of the day came in Phoenix when the Suns trashed New York.
Barkley with the offensive rebound looks at the clock. He's got 5 seconds. Fakes once and finds Finley underneath.
The Knicks were without center Patrick Ewing, and the Suns' Bible-thumping preacher A.C. Green left without his front teeth, courtesy of this elbow from J.R. Reed. While A.C. Green searched for his teeth, Reed could ponder a $10,000 fine and a 2-game ban.
People said that J.R. said he was going to do it, and if that's true, the league should do something. A guy says he's going to hit a guy, and then hits the guy, knocks a couple of teeth out. The NBA, you know, I know they ain't got much courage up there, but if they got any courage, they should do something about that. Please, just kiss my ass and leave me alone. We're winning now,
we're playing well. Doesn't matter who we beat. I mean, we beat the teams that everybody else beat. And I understand why we can't get any credit for it like everybody else is. You know, we're starting to get healthy. You know, it's always something.
The Suns were not as bright in Salt Lake City, with Carl the Mailman Malone looking a first-class package.
Carl Malone trying to stay with him. Manning fake right, go left. Carl strips it away. Benoit's got it. The one is sack. 20 down left side. Carl Malone. Hammer dunk for the left hand. The Mailman coming in left. Used the left hand for the dunk.
Picture time. Shaquille O'Neal may be running hot with the Magic, but not nearly as hot as his new ad, which premiered on US TV for a Mexican fast food chain.
How does Shaquille O'Neal get fired up for a game? With the scorching new 4-alarm double-decker taco from Taco Bell. It's the hottest new way to bring soft and crunchy together in one big fiery taste. The new 4-alarm double-decker taco, only at Taco Bell.
Is it hot in here, or is it just me?
No doubt about the game of the day. It was Indiana's overtime win at Boston with a superb display from Reggie Miller. He was firing three-pointers from the start.
Reggie Miller comes up shooting. Oh, is he having a night?
And won the game with another right at the death.
Miller for the lead.
Chicago made heavy weather of the Timberwolves, but the win made it 50 this season and yet another record, the fastest team to hit the half-century in NBA history. It was also the first time NBA wonder boy Kevin Garnett set foot in his hometown to play his heroes.
I'm 18 years old and the kid comes in, he 21 points, 14 rebounds. I mean, no high school player can do that in this league. I mean, these are the world's greatest players he's playing against, and you can come in and put those type of numbers up on any given night. It's a very promising career.
NBA 24/7, all day, every day.
The champion Houston Rockets locker room looks more like emergency ward 10. Clyde Drexler will be missing for 8 weeks after knee surgery. Mario Elie is out with a broken arm, and now Sam Cassell has banged up his elbow. Despite the medical catastrophe, Hakeem Olajuwon scored 35 points to ease Houston past the Raptors.
And shoot-around, the Heat players were complaining about the level of the rim. They said it was about a half-inch too low.
A big night in Florida, with the clash between Miami and Orlando. It was a high-scoring affair to delight a packed house, with Orlando nudging it by 4 points.
Shaq the steal. Hardaway comes out, loose ball. 4-on-2 break. Penny feeds Dennis Scott. Transition three. Yeah! Time out Miami.
Sacramento had lost their last 11 games. They must have been pleased to see the shot-shy Knicks arrive on their doorstep. The NBA have been handing out more fines than the New York Traffic Division. This time it's heroes Michael Jordan and Charles Barkley writing $10,000 checks for not turning up to the media sessions at the All-Star game. They decided to play golf instead. Expensive green fees.
I'm just the world's highest paid caddy. I'm not getting paid to do this.
Orlando were too strong for New Jersey. They were murdered from the three-point line by the man they call 3D. Dennis Scott scored 8 from downtown.
Scott, a three. He is in the zone. Anytime, huh? Inch a little closer. Get it to Dennis.
The three-point frenzy continued in Denver, where a new NBA record was set. There were 18 in one game as the Mavericks and superstar Jason Kidd buried the Nuggets.
Here's Jason Kidd on a 3 attempt. It's up and in. Now, Mike, he's really improved his three-point shooting from a year ago.
Watch NBA draw on for a little rap here.
A defensive battle in Atlanta, and the Hawks give their coach Lenny Wilkens his 1,000th career win. But Cleveland still remains ahead of Atlanta in the battle for third place in the Central Division.
Blaylock on the strong crossover found. Stacey Augmon with the left-handed emphasis. Amici got Bradley to commit, count it, and a foul.
Still no news on a return to action for Britain's only NBA player, Cleveland's John Amici. He's been consigned to the Cavs injured list with shoulder trouble since January 8th. Michael Jordan has given the Chicago Bulls his demands for a new deal when his current contract runs out at the end of this season. He wants a 3-year agreement worth $20 million each year. Then he plans to retire and spend the rest of his life counting it. Orlando still in the driver's seat in the Atlantic. The Knicks are fading fast. Once Miami gets used to all their new players, the Heat should rise in the standings. Chicago remains bullish in the Central, winning an unheard of 89% of their games. The rest of the division contenders are running hot. Indiana's won 5 straight, the Hawks have won 4. It remains a 3-horse race in the Midwest. The Jazz lead the Spurs by a nose with the Rockets streaking despite a ton of injuries. The divisional title will go right down to the wire. Seattle's running wild out west. They've won 12 straight games and are keeping the red-hot Lakers at a comfortable distance. The rest of the Pacific is trying to keep their heads above water.
So that's it from us. It's sleepless in Seattle with the Sonics winning 94-80 over the Detroit Pistons. But do not worry, there is more basketball coming to you on Channel 4. Wednesdays at midnight, it's a game of the week on NBA XXL. Thursdays at 6, there's music, movies and style, plus Magic Johnson's LA Lakers taking on the world champion Houston Rockets. And we'll be back next Sunday morning at 11:15 with NBA Raw. All the best action, news and features, plus Shaquille O'Neal's Orlando Magic taking on Larry Johnson's Charlotte Hornets.
Watch NBA Raw on 4.
So with everyone on their way home here in Seattle, it's time for us to say goodbye. Say goodbye, Dave.
Goodbye, Dave.